Has anyone around here seen James Palmer?
There you are. You seen the Daily's headline?
It's terrifying.
You said it. And they outsold us 10-1 this morning.
They outsold? But boss, I don't get it.
Palmer, I'm putting you on this story. Find me witnesses, terrorize housewives, interrogate the police. I want a juicy headline every day on this Jack the Ripper story. Palmer, our readers want to know if the killer's in New York. Starting right now, the Lowside District is your new happy home. Get me a story every day and make it snappy stuff, and we'll have the Daily on the ropes. Palmer, my job here is to put New York Today back on top. So get out there and find me something sensational every day about this killer, and we'll KO the Daily.
Say, you seen the papers? Those murders, that crazy killer?
Yeah, I know. Burgess told me to investigate it.
Wow, the competition's writing about mutilated prostitutes, about Jack the Ripper in New York. Just like a book that...
Paul, this isn't fiction. And Burr wants a series of stories.
Don't tell me you're going into the Lowside District. It's Murder Central.
It's not like I have a choice. Burr wants eyewitnesses. A daily chronicle will boost the sales of the paper.
Ah, that's for sure. A killer stalking New York makes a better headline than badminton. Anyway, the World Series is about to start. So, Jimmy, you keep me informed, okay?
Well, if it isn't the crack reporter on the beat.
Hi, Jeff. Is the chief in his office? I've got some questions about the murders.
The murders? Oh-ho! Moved you up to the big story, huh? Looks like promotion, that right. Carter's in his office. Take the first right, you know the way.
Hello, Mr. Palmer. What's new with the New York Today? So they tell me you have a new editor-in-chief.
That's right, and he's assigned me to investigate the murders in your precinct.
Your job, first and foremost, is to report the facts, right, Mr. Palmer? So the first thing you should do is read our preliminary report. Nothing makes me madder than reading stupidities in the daily paper and crackpot hypotheses.
You mean stories about this Jack the Ripper?
Phew, what a loaded journalistic hooey. Why would a murderer considered still at large by Scotland Yard travel from London to New York 13 years later and start his shenanigans again? No wild hearsay, Mr. Palmer. The facts and nothing but the facts. Read the preliminary report.
Your friends already came round.
No, I'm a reporter, ma'am.
Wow, what do you know? You hear that, girls? We got a hound from the press here. Listen, this ain't no information bureau.
Did you know the victim?
Lizzie? Yeah. The kid worked here. Not for long, mind you. A real good for nothing, except for drinking my liquor. Go ask the singer at the Red Chapel. They were great pals, them two. Murderers ain't good for my business, sweet cakes. Especially when reporters stick their noses in. I got nothing to say about Lizzie. Ask her friend at the Red Chapel.
The smell of blood attracts the ravens. Another gaper, huh? Just like yesterday after the killing. Ah, holy mother of God. What a massacre.
Were you a witness last night? Were there other people besides yourself?
Well, at first just the police and the fella from the press making his drawings. Then everybody and their brother. The smell of the blood attracts them.
Tell me what you saw.
The devil's hand. Horrible. The poor girl. I knew her too. Saw her around. Ain't gonna see her no more at the shelter. I ain't spelling it out for you. The foul doings of a vulture. Oh, mankind ain't so kind.
What is it? Abigail, the police came by already. What do you want with her?
I'm a reporter. I'm looking for
What paper?
New York Today.
New York Today? Okay, come in. But to keep it short, you hear? Abby's sensitive. I don't want you ruining her performance tonight.
Are you Abigail? James Palmer, reporter. They tell me that you knew Lizzie and...
The poor girl. I pray that they find that monster.
Did you know her well?
She came over from Ireland like me. She worked to survive. Oh, the work wasn't always the most honourable, but well, you can believe me, Lizzie was a fine girl.
When was the last time you saw her?
Yesterday, just minutes before the terrible murder.
Really? Do you remember any specific details?
I can still see her blue dress, with a hatbox under her arm.
She had a hatbox, like in the Daily's illustration. I'm sure that you told the police about this, didn't you?
What for? Another killing, and an alcoholic prostitute to boot. The usual in Lowside.
I heard there was a witness, an illustrator. Know anything about that?
No, not a thing. But I could ask around. It's a nightmare. I can still see her in her blue dress, carrying her hatbox. If she'd only known, pray God they stop him.
Hey, Jimmy, how's things in the land of Jack the Ripper?
You know, in Lowside there are a lot of gangsters, but there are some real swell folks there too.
Yeah, you mean real swell girls giving you and your wallet the eye, huh? Hey, speaking of wallets, someone stole mine. And my ticket for the opener of the World Series was in it.
Jack the Ripper. You know, the police say that's just a catchy headline for the trash papers. Still, it sure was a barbaric murder. There are already 2 victims. I'm told there's an illustrator working for another paper. He might know something.
Yeah? Know his name?
No. I ought to look in this morning's papers and find his drawing of the murder.
Yeah, that's a job for Patrick, the newspaper hawker. He's the one who sees all of the morning papers. I'll talk to him, okay? Good luck, Jimmy. Hey, King of Lowside. Count on me. I'll talk to Patrick and get the name of your illustrator.
Oh, James, I have something to tell you, but I'm going on stage now. We'll talk after, okay?
What are you doing here? Abby has work to do. I run a respectable club, get it? So if you're looking for some shady stuff, this neighborhood has all you want.
No, you're mistaken. It's about the crimes.
Oh, that's right. A journalist, uh-huh. All right, we can find an arrangement. First, your paper prints a good review about my new show. Then, you and me will be good friends.
I'll talk to my colleague at the entertainment desk.
Excellent idea, son. Come back and see me after I get a good review printed in your paper, and I'm sure then Abby will have more time to talk, huh?
And a lottery ticket. Hey, and I also got 2 ringside seats for tomorrow's heavyweight championship fight. You want them? You don't see the likes of these every day, you know.
Ciao, Vero. My name's Gilda. How you like to be friends?
James Palmer. I'm a reporter. Could I talk to you about the murders?
Oh.
Did you know Lizzie, the last victim?
Madonna mia. That girl worked here before I come here. God have mercy on her soul.
Have you heard about this Jack the Ripper?
Diavolo! Il diavolo!
Have you seen or heard of an illustrator who lives around here?
Illustrator? Oh, a painter, you mean, Bello? Otherwise, I know nobody. It's Satan. He has come back.
This first chronicle's not bad at all.
It's Gutter Man. Hey, you get any sleep?
And you, what's new in the sports department?
Oh, let's not talk about it. Looks like I'm not going to see the World Series because of that pickpocket.
Paul, I have a favor to ask. There's a remarkable new cabaret show at the Red Chapel. Could you maybe review the show?
What's this Red Chapel? Some low-side dive? You've lost your noggin. Hey, an uptown reporter I'm not, but honestly, a cabaret review?
Listen, Paul, consider it a personal favor. And in return, maybe I could find you a ticket for the World Series opener.
Oh, I highly doubt you could. They've been sold out for weeks.
I'm working on it, Paul. You see Patrick about the Illustrator?
Oh, hey, where's my head? The Daily Illustrated. It's the only paper that showed a picture on the front page. They'd already done an article about the first murder. Patrick left a copy for you. Hey, Jimmy, you get me a ticket for the series, and I'll write anything you want, even a cabaret review for your dive. And say, you looked at the Daily yet about the first murder?
Hello, Patrick. Thanks for the paper. You know, the illustration.
It's nothing at all, Mr. Palmer. You can count on me.
Say, you know where I can find the fellow from the ticket stand? I need to buy a baseball ticket and...
Oh, Pat's in the bookmaker. Try him. He has a storage space just beyond the porch. Get your paper.
What do you want?
I'm looking for a ticket for the World Series opener.
All right, come on in. I'll be right with you. Well, for the first game of the World Series, that'll put you out $12.
$12? That's some price. Listen, just for a friend, could you...
Listen, Buster, I ain't selling tickets to St. Annie's Bingo. You want to see some ball? Show me the 12. You ain't got it? Maybe try your luck on a one-armed bandit.
Here's your $12.
Yes, sir, when a man makes up his mind. But give it to me straight. You that pokey reporter been asking questions? We don't take the inquisitive types here.
Abracadabra, a World Series ticket.
I don't believe it.
So, who's going tonight and reviewing the Red Chapel Cabaret? And who's signing the article? Give me one of your calling cards. I'll take it to the owner. It's all arranged for your review. A colleague of mine will be here tonight. Can I talk to Abigail now?
Paul Island. You got it. Come on in.
James, but why didn't you stay and wait for me last night?
It's just, well, let's just forget about it, okay?
The police want to talk to me again. It seems like they're getting really very busy on this investigation, after all the newspaper articles.
My colleague who writes theater reviews, he's coming tonight to see your show.
No joke. Oh, I'm getting nervous already. And I meant to tell you last night, your illustrator guy, I think his name is Silk.
Silk, you say? Thanks loads, Abby.
If I can do anything at all for you, like finding Silk's name, just ask. Good luck, James. We need people like you.
Mr. Palmer, just in time. I have some news. The autopsy report. I have a copy of it for you.
You have a lead?
You know, Palmer, the Low Side District is dangerous. It's the heart of gambling, prostitution, all sorts of crime. Leads aren't hard to find.
There was an illustrator on the scene. He's from another...
Those bloodhounds. I bet they'd do the killing themselves if it would increase their sales. As you can see, the police are doing a fine job. You look over that autopsy report.
Palmer, look. Read today's sales figures. You know what would be good, Palmer? It's a new killing by Jack the Ripper. Fine results, Palmer.
Oh, is that a compliment? Well, then maybe now is a good time to ask you for a favor.
Hope it's not a raise, Palmer.
Mr. Burr, I want to meet Silk, the illustrator for the Daily.
He's one of the enemy.
Yes, but this is for my articles. He's a real first-class witness.
Go on, Palmer.
I kind of hoped you could set it up. You could call him in to show us pictures. And, you know, they would certainly boost sales. I could ask him questions then.
The New York Illustrated today. Not bad, Palmer. I'll do it. Palmer, I'll call Silk and make an appointment. You get to work. Back again, fledgling? On the Predator's trail?
Tell me, have you noticed any suspicious behavior around here?
Suspicious behavior in the city's own cesspool of vice. Here, if you're not a slave to the bottle, then you're chasing the dragon. All I see is suspicious behavior.
You must know this neighborhood like the back of your hand.
My hands are cracked and calloused. Signs of misery. Only thing I know.
There's something that intrigues me. This fellow from the press you saw last night. He drew the killer with the hat box. And Lizzie was...
She fluttered about carrying a hat box, too. She delivered for the laundry. Think about it. She never had 2 nickels for buying a hat, poor girl. 30 years in low side. Misery's my brother. I know him. And the same went for Lizzie. With her hat box. She was delivering for the laundry.
Jimmy, extraordinary. I'm telling you, this is going to be a stellar review. What talent. She's really something. You're right. There are some fine folks in Lowside.
There were 3 ravens sat on a tree. Down a down, hey down a down. They were black as they might be, with a down. The one of them said to his mate, what shall we for our supper take? With a down.
I'm here about the app.
Get lost!
Ow!